This evening, search underway for two missing individuals in Cuyuni River mishap. Ghana Police Force launches investigation into an alleged murder of a Linden woman by her reputed husband. Armed robbery suspect fatally shot. 2 in custody and 2 on the run. In the region, inflation continues to climb in Argentina as presidential elections near. And internationally, border tensions. Afghanistan denies giving sanctions to Pakistan-Taliban. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for September 14, 2023. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, we tell you that a suspect has been shot. 2 are in custody and 2 are on the run following a shootout with ranks of the Ghana Police Force at Heatburn in East Berbice on Wednesday, September 13th. The incident stemmed from an investigation into an early morning armed robbery at the RDC's office in New Amsterdam. According to a police report, around noon, detectives were investigating an alleged robbery at the RDC office. Acting on information, officers in 2 force vehicles went to the Heatburn in East Berbice. They received further information about a motor vehicle PSS 3448 proceeding north on Heatburn Road. The rank signaled the driver to stop, and he slowed and pulled to the eastern corner of the road. However, as the police ranks approached, 5 suspects were observed in the vehicle. The suspects shot at the police before speeding off. One of the ranks returned fire at the fleeing vehicle, which stopped about 800 meters away. When the officers reached the vehicle, 4 persons exited, 3 of whom ran towards a river while firing shots and escaped. The driver lay on the ground. A male in the front passenger seat died of a gunshot wound to the back of his head. The driver, 33-year-old Tariq Pollard, a taxi driver from Cuyuni, East Coast Demerara, is in custody assisting with the investigation. The vehicle is lodged at the Central Police Station. The firearm, knives, and a cutlass were found in the car. Another suspect, Lawrence Van Leeuwen, a known character, was later captured and is in custody assisting with the ongoing investigations. Van Leeuwen was slated to appear in court yesterday concerning an armed robbery charge. Police are pursuing the other suspects. Let's switch gears now and talk about a search party that is ongoing following a report of a river mishap at Kurutuku village, Upper Currentine River, resulting in the disappearance of a 44-year-old minor, Kevin Musa, of Cameroon, and another man called Alvin, particulars unknown, on Tuesday, September 12th. Inquiries revealed that around 6:30 p.m., Kevin Musa and 6 of his co-workers, including Alvin, were consuming alcohol at Kurutuku village when they stopped a metal boat captained by 36-year-old Royal Jarvis of Diamond, East Bank Demerara, along with 2 other occupants, and asked for a drop to their mining camp located about 20 minutes from Kurutuku village. The metal boat was transporting 14 drums of fuel at the time from Devil Hole Landing to San Martin Landing, along with the 10 persons. About 10 minutes into the journey, the boat captain navigated a small rapid when the boat struck a rock, causing it to take in water. As a result, the occupants jumped overboard and swam to shore, leaving Kevin Musa and Alvin on the rock in the middle of the Cuyuni River. Alvin and Kevin were heard shouting for a few minutes, then stopped. They are suspected to have drowned. An alarm was raised and police were notified. A search party was formed which included police and army ranks and is currently ongoing. Headline News will bring you further updates as they unfold. In other news, police are investigating the alleged murder of a 53-year-old woman at Block 42 Amelia's Ward, Linden on September 13th. Bibi Sharia Bagpati of Block 42 Amelia's Ward, Linden was allegedly battered to death by her 55-year-old reputed husband. According to a police report, the suspect confessed to assaulting the woman the previous day. The couple had a history of ongoing disputes, often escalating to physical violence. On Tuesday, September 12th, the suspect was at home when he and Bibi had a misunderstanding. He claimed she removed $500 from his pocket. The suspect said he confronted her about her removing the cash, and a heated argument ensued between them, during which Bibi chucked him to his chest. The man claimed he became annoyed and dealt Bibi 1 slap and 1 cuff to her face, causing her to receive injuries. She left home and went to her relatives, where she told them what transpired. However, later, she returned to her Amelia's Ward home. On Wednesday, the suspect contacted one of Bibi's relatives and informed her that Bibi was not moving. The relative went to the house, where she observed Bibi lying on her back, half naked with a towel wrapped around her. Other family members were alerted in the area and the matter was reported to the police. Examinations showed the woman's face was black and blue and swollen. The body was pronounced dead on arrival at the Mackenzie Hospital complex. The body is presently at the G. Jesco mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination as investigations are ongoing. Stick around when we return. Ghana's healthcare to undergo digital transformation as bids open for designs. And President Ali applauds success of Ghana's oil blocks bids amid global challenges.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Let's start improving your child grades today. Register for our primary or nursery department. Hidden Treasures, we're located at 204 East Charlotte Street between Camp and Alexander. Or contact us at 6490373.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
All we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you want to know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Ghana's healthcare system is on the verge of a significant digital transformation as it bids farewell to traditional paper-based medical record keeping and welcomes the electronic health record era. These digital records encompasses a patient's medical history, including diagnosis, medication, treatment plans, immunization records, and test records. Electronic health records will provide healthcare providers with evidence-based tools to make informed decisions about patients' care. It will improve patient safety and experience, streamline referrals and transfers, centralize and standardize clinical data management, enhance documentation efficiency and accuracy, and reduce delays in accessing patient records. The Ministry of Health has invited early applications and proposals from eligible and qualified bidders to design, supply, and install the EHR system. The selection process will follow the international competitive bidding method, adhering to Inter-American Development Bank procurement policies. Interested persons have until October 30th of 2023 to submit their applications and proposals. The Inter-American Development Bank funding will finance the project, highlighting the commitment to modernizing healthcare infrastructure. The Georgia Public Hospital Corporation is already piloting an electronic medical record system in its medical clinic. This pilot program will expand to other departments within the facility, further accelerating the shift towards digital healthcare records. The transformation from paper-based records to electronic health records is poised to usher in the country's new era of healthcare excellence. In other news, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali expressed satisfaction with the response to Ghana's offshore oil and gas licensing round, which included 14 oil blocks. President Ali was at the time responding to questions posed by American journalists during an event on Wednesday in Washington, D.C., USA. He highlighted that despite challenging global circumstances, the nation received bids for 8 of 14 oil blocks, considering its significant accomplishment. President Ali emphasized the importance of transparency and openness in the auction process and noted that some countries have shown interest in government-to-government partnership in the oil and gas industry. He also discussed the need for realistic funding solutions to fulfill sustainable development goals and hinted at addressing these issues at COP28. The government launched the licensing round in December of 2022, extending the deadline multiple times to ensure regulatory framework advancement. The 14 blocks include both shallow and ultra-deep water locations. Details of the submissions will be published in the official gazette following Ghana's law. Don't go away after the break. U.S. auto workers ready to strike, negotiating for higher pay and better benefits. And border tension. Afghanistan denies giving sanctuary to Pakistan-Taliban.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
when you need money and you gotta get it fast. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. The inflation rate in Argentina has passed 120%, the highest it has been in more than 30 years. Ahead of next month's presidential election, the central bank has said inflation could reach 169% by the end of the year. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bell reports.
Argentine beef is considered to be among the best in the world, but it's become almost unaffordable for many people in Argentina. It has gone up by an average of 35% in the past months. Enrique owns the shop in the province of Buenos Aires.
People come and ask for the cheapest cuts because that's all they can afford and all I can give. Nothing is cheap. The situation is very complicated for everyone.
This latest spike in prices came after the government evaluated the currency by around 20%. Argentina is already struggling with exchange rate controls, depleted foreign reserves, and a massive foreign debt. A few weeks ago, looting began in several parts of Argentina. In Loma Hermosa, Eduardo López decided to defend his property with a shotgun and rubber bullets.
I was not thinking to kill anyone. I had rubber bullets, but it could also happen that in the middle of the chaos, someone opens fire on the population.
The growing threat of violence has forced the government to increase cash handouts and tax exemptions to lighten the impact of economic hardship on the population. But few believe such short-term measures will solve the real problem.
Presidential elections are a little over a month and a half away. The government has no plan and no political power to carry out the policies needed to fight inflation. And that's why many of the people you talk to in places like this one are hoping that whomever wins the presidency will be able to control the situation.
Argentina's inflation rate has been over 120% in the past year. The figure could continue to rise in the weeks ahead.
When you have a major political reform that will back up the value of a currency. So for that to happen, we need a new government. We need a very credible plan. We need to have reserves in the central bank, and we need to bring down the budget deficit. I mean, everybody knows this from an economic point of view. Now you need the political side and the political credibility to do that.
Argentines are now looking to the elections for relief. Their choices range from establishment candidates to radical libertarian economist Javier Milei, now the surprise frontrunner. He's proposing radical measures to fix the economy, ideas that are increasingly resonating among those who are tired of the uncertainty they face every day. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
In the U.S., some 150,000 members of Auto Works Union have set a strike deadline for Thursday midnight. They are demanding 40% wage increases, but automakers are only offering 10%. The industrial action in 2019 sent the state of Michigan into a brief recession. Al Jazeera's John Hentron reports.
American auto workers are poised for an aggressive confrontation with the Big Three. With the ranks of union workers growing, the nearly 150,000 members of the United Auto Workers Union are threatening a historic strike, possibly against all three major manufacturers in the U.S., a step they've never taken before. In Chicago, union workers met to prepare.
Are you prepared to strike if you have to?
Absolutely,
Why?
because we want a fair contract.
I'm definitely prepared, charged up, and I think that's what it's going to take to make the big companies realize that we are strong and unified.
Their demands to General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, parent of Chrysler, are ambitious. A 40% increase in pay over 4 years, or 46% when compounded. The return of traditional pensions. Workers hired from 2007 on don't have them, and big employers don't want to give them back. Yearly cost of living adjustments, a 32-hour work week, job protections as the industry retools to make electric cars. The UAW agreed to give up cost of living increases in the 2008 financial crisis and says that's cost workers each tens of thousands of dollars since then.
That's why we keep filing the offers in their proper filing cabinet back here, and we'll just keep filling that thing up until they want to get serious and take care of your demands.
Perhaps hoping not to fan the flames, the automakers have remained largely silent in public. But workers say they're ready.
I don't mean to be a forecaster of doom, but I think I'm going to be out here Friday morning walking picket with you!
Even if the two sides can bridge an enormous gap in pay, pensions, cost of living, and a shorter work week are non-starters for the automakers. This assembly building is Ford's oldest continuously operating plant. It opened in 1924 to make the Model T. Workers inside say if they don't get a contract they like, they'll shut it down. A newly empowered labor movement in the U.S. and elsewhere has shown its willingness to challenge employers in a summer of strikes against Hollywood filmmakers, school systems, newspapers, and Starbucks. Now, North American auto workers might soon test the limits of that movement. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
And internationally, Pakistan's security situation is deteriorating, with repeated attacks killing hundreds of its soldiers. Islamabad says the Pakistan-Taliban, or TTP, being sheltered in Afghanistan, are responsible for the cross-border raids. It blames the Taliban government for ignoring armed groups in the country. Al Jazeera's Kamal Haider reports.
This is the aftermath of another attack on Pakistani security forces. The wounded are rushed to hospital. They include civilians. Islamabad says the attackers are from the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, or the TTP, and come from across the border in Afghanistan. And it blames the Taliban for not living up to its promises it made to ensure its territory would not be used for assaults on other nations.
Pakistan has unfortunately seen in recent months a spike in violence and terrorist attacks. Most of these attacks are being perpetrated by TTP, which has sanctuaries across the border in Afghanistan.
Pakistan has already fenced its entire 2,600-kilometer western frontier to prevent infiltration from Afghanistan. It has cost hundreds of millions of dollars and not achieved its purpose. Pakistan is facing a new intensified wave of attacks from Afghan soil, killing hundreds of its security forces personnel. But the Taliban leadership across this 2,600-kilometer long porous border appears to be unwilling or incapable of addressing Pakistan's concerns. The attack on Pakistani security posts in Chitral by the TTP has claimed several lives. An operation against it by the security forces are underway. As reinforcements are sent in, local people also offer to help. Akhtar Ali Shah is a former security official and blames government policy for the new spate of violence.
The government of Pakistan negotiated with Tehrik-e-Taliban through the Afghan government. This provided an opportunity to Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan to regroup, reorganize, recruit, and cross over to Pakistan.
The Afghan Taliban say it's not to blame for the surge in violence.
TTP has no hideouts inside Afghanistan, but despite that, Pakistan accuses Afghan soil of being used by the Tehrik-e-Taliban. Pakistan's enemies are within their own country, for which we are not responsible. We do not allow them to operate from our soil.
Pakistan expects the Afghan authorities to act against the fighters operating from across the border, and it warns any failure to act could worsen relations between the two countries. Kamal Haider, Al Jazeera, in the Khyber Pass.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safety B2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.